Welcome back everyone, it's ajbarse with the Student Technology Center and A2S, and in this video what we're going to look at is using your iOS device as a way to capture pretty much any website that you can get on your device and keep it as either a PDF or give you the ability to annotate a PDF. So you've probably used the feature on your iOS phone before, screenshot, where you take the home button and the power button and you tap it together to get a screenshot of it. You've probably used it for that cute meme that somebody sent you and you wanted to keep it. But in the past, when you have like a long website, you constantly had to take screenshots as you kind of thumbed through the site to get a whole bunch of different shots to annotate. It was really a pain. Well, in the new version of iOS, Apple's actually integrated a full screen capture, and that's what this video is going to showcase. So to get started, all you need is your iPhone or iPad, and all it needs to be able to do is run the current version of iOS 14. I'll have a reference of it right around here. The second thing is to know how to do a screenshot. If you have an iPhone with a power button and a home button, you push those two together to get a screenshot. If you have a button-free, the all-bezel, more contemporary iPhones, you'll be using the power button on the top of the device and the up volume rocker to initiate a screenshot. So let's take a look at what I was talking about down below here. What I have is an iPad, and what I've got is just simply Safari. Now this works in Safari. I haven't tested it with other browsers, so do stick with this workflow in Safari and iOS. It's an iOS native tool that we're using. And here's just a simple website that I wanted to keep for, sentimentality or for a paper I might be writing. Now, in the past, you're probably used to, on most news sites, they have this printer button, and if you tap on print, you can get a print version of this. The problem is, they always look bad. Like even when you had to print this, you'd always get random bars across it because it's taking a website and rendering it for print, and sometimes websites aren't made for print. Also, you would get extra stuff like Discuss or Facebook widgets and all this other jazz. It wasn't a clean experience. So to get around that, the first thing I want to point out on iOS in Safari is reader mode. If we go up to the URL bar, you'll see that there's a big A and a bigger A. If we tap on that, you get options for Safari. The one that I want to point you to is Show Reader View. So as I hit Show Reader View, it cleans and strips out ads and all the other modules that make a website and keeps you just to the clean content. Now, some sites will even include the graphics. So if there was graphs in this, or if there was pertinent photos, some sites will even render that in this clean view, which is it makes it even really nicer. But that's one aspect of this trick I wanted to show. The next part is, wouldn't it be nice to take this that you see here and put it nice and clean into a PDF? Well, you can. What I'm going to do is initiate a screenshot, and this is one of the newer iPads. So I'm going to be using the up volume rocker and the power button together. And it takes a screenshot, which we're used to. I'm going to tap on it on the left-hand corner. And again, it's our normal screenshot. We're used to this. But if we look at the very top here, we now have a new button that says full page. And this only again works that I've tested in Safari. If we hit full page, you'll notice now right above my head, we get a preview of the entire length of Reader View of a web page. Now, you don't have to do this just in Reader View. We can also do this trick with a normal website. So if you're, for instance, in an art class and you're tasked with breaking down a website's design or mobile responsiveness, this trick will work outside of Reader View as well. But more for scholastic use, let's say I wanted to save this as a PDF. Well, I can just hit done, and it will save the PDF directly to my files in iCloud. Now, if I wanted to, let's say I was tasked with doing this, but I need to also annotate over the top. We can just use the simple tools on the bottom right here, and I could highlight things like, for instance, if we're talking about equity, I could highlight that, or whatever I needed to do to annotate over the top of this. What's great is once you annotate it, when you hit done, when you save it to a PDF, it will capture those annotations as well. So you can capture this clean as a PDF or capture it annotated. So let's go ahead and I'll hit done. And let me flip you over to just a normal website again, if let's say we're not doing something more scholastic, we're doing something more artistic. Okay, so here is one of our local coffee shops here in Bellingham. I really like their website. And let's say you were tasked with perhaps breaking down the design of a website. Well, if you have it on iPad or iPhone, I would turn your device horizontal so that you get the fullest display that you can. Let me cancel that, that promotion code right there. But let's say I wanted to capture Camber's site and use it as a case reference for design. Well, I'll do the same thing as I showed before, this time not using reader mode. So I'll go ahead and initiate a screenshot, the up volume rocker and power button together. Great. I'll tap it in the left-hand corner. And again, I will go over to full page. Now, depending on the website, I've noticed that it can take quite a bit of time for it to render. So if it's a fairly long website, you may want to give it a hot minute to grab all of the panels. But as you can tell, as I scroll, I get each section of the website in its entirety from top to bottom. So again, what I could do is I could annotate over the top of this, like if I wanted to break down this for an assignment, or in my case, I'm just going to keep it as a PDF. I'll hit done, save PDF to files, and I'll save it up into my iCloud, where I can then attach it to Canvas, email it, or whatever the case may be, because it's just a PDF. So hopefully that trick in iOS helps you with your studies. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm aj.barse at wp.wwu.edu, or you can reach out to any of my cool peeps at the Student Technology Center. They're at stc.wwu.edu. Hopefully this trick helped, and we'll see you in the next tutorial.